Hey, ASI family. I am lucky enough to have with me today our director, Donna Strayer, and our associate director, Melinda Randa. Both of these accomplished women are masters of social work. Donna is a licensed clinical social worker and a licensed accredited social worker with 25 years of experience in social work. And Melinda is a licensed clinical social worker, right? With 28 years. So between them is just a wealth of information. Beyond their credentials, their immense passion for adoption, child welfare, and advocacy. Both Donna and Melinda are also members of the Adoption Triad. Donna is a birth mom and Melinda is an adoptive mother. So they have graciously allowed me to turn the camera on them today and take up some of their very limited, very precious time so that we can talk about the importance of nonprofit funding and fundraising and donations and things like that, because we're celebrating our Amazon, those who support ASI with the Amazon Smile program. And that's what our bonus drawing will be at the end. So welcome, ladies. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And being with me.
Thank you.
This is for both of you. Donna will go first. We'll go with you first. What made you want to become a social worker?
I think just to be part of the helping profession. And it was kind of a side thing that happened, that I was working in a hospital as a social worker. And I was working with somebody who was pregnant and thinking about making an adoption plan. So that's kind of what brought me into adoption.
Okay. And Melinda, what about you?
Well, I am going back to my senior of high school yearbook. And in there, you had to write what you hope to be doing with your life in 10 years.
Yeah.
And remember, this term was appropriate that many years ago, but I said working with unwed mothers. How I don't know where it came from, but it was within me. Now, it took a path to get there. I did child protective services, I did foster care, and then with my own infertility and adoption, and that was 38 years ago, my son was born. I decided to get into adoption work.
That's amazing. And I'm not kidding when I say that you both are very accomplished in your fields and just an absolute wealth of knowledge, not only present, but past too, and the changes and how far adoption has come in so many years. So thank you for doing that. So Donna, you are our director, you're our agency director, and you have a long history with Adoption Services Inc. It was something before, but you're the one that founded Adoption Services Inc. So how long have you been the director for our agency?
Since 1999. It's a long time.
A long time. And why did you, so when Adoption Services Inc. opened its doors, it was in 1983. And
Correct.
at the time, it was a for-profit agency.
Yes.
You purchased it in 99
Yes.
and turned it into what it is today, which you made it a nonprofit, things like that. What made you purchase an adoption agency?
Good question. I knew that the person who owned it at the time was thinking of retiring. And so it was just available and I decided to go for it.
You fell into it, yeah.
Yes.
So we pride ourselves that we are the first nonprofit private adoption agency. We're not linked or associated with any political ideology or religious sect. We don't receive funding from the government. We don't receive funding from any corporation, religious institution, anything like that. So why was it important for that to be kind of the foundation of ASI when you open it? Why were those, that we accept everybody, no matter race, religion, sexual orientation, anything? Why was that important for you?
Those are important things to me as an individual. And so I just wanted to make adoption available to everyone and not have it be just limited to certain religions or, whatever. But I just wanted to be all inclusive.
And we love that. That's something that I think is a big foundation of the pride that the staff of ASI has, that we are all inclusive, and we believe that loving homes can be found in any shape, size, color, number, anything. Loving homes are everywhere. So very cool. Thank you. So we're here and we're talking about the importance of funding and fundraising and nonprofits, and hopefully maybe dispelling some myths too about nonprofits, especially adoption in the current climate where there's a lot of things swirling around that, some positive, some negative, some in between. But what are some of the financial challenges you see as the director and of a nonprofit?
I think just the change and rise in costs for everything, rentals, supplies, paying staff.
Technology
was huge for us. We were pretty far behind, and in the last few years, a lot of money has been spent on that, getting us just up to speed.
Yeah, and that came around pretty quickly with COVID, where, technology became an essential part of our business, where it really wasn't. It was more, one-on-one, person to person. So,
Correct.
yeah, because it's also a common myth that nonprofit organizations get most of our funding from big donors, angel donors, government, things like that. But I was looking on the National Council of Nonprofits, and the truth is that, like, foundation grants and private philanthropy, bequests from individuals, it only represents 14% of the funding for nonprofits in the U.S. The top two sources of funding for nonprofits are fees from services and government grants and contracts. So that makes up like 60%, over 60% of nonprofit funding in the U.S. Well, we know that we don't receive government, so that one was out. But it is very telling, like, whenever you see a community struggling, or a state, or even the U.S. as a total, typically the first network of services and community services, especially, that see that hit is nonprofits, because what comes in goes out, and when our communities struggle, we struggle with them.
Correct.
So, okay. What are the benefits of being a nonprofit agency, other than just to, potential clients who are looking at different agencies? It kind of it shows that we have ethical business practices. We're not here to make a profit, kind of thing. But what are the other benefits of being a nonprofit?
Well, the main benefit for a giver, for someone who donates, is that it's tax deductible. Okay. If we were a for-profit and we had an angel who wanted to give us some money, it would not be tax deductible. So that's huge. All right. I also think the picture of being a not-for-profit says we're not out there to have extra income, to give bonuses, to raise our or to raise what we're paying each other. We're really there for our clients. And I think anyone who works for us is not doing it for the money. They're just not getting paid that much. But somehow the passion overrides the need for making a big salary.
Yeah, and on that note, I mean, yes, none of us are here for the money. And at the same time, our agency has unseen low numbers of turnover in both our social work staff and our administrative staff. Why do you think that is?
I think because many of us have a connection to adoption and we feel that it's really important. So that's a part of it. And then also, because we're a small agency, we try and be flexible with staff and give them the opportunity, like if they need to take time off, that they can.
It's a family atmosphere. I mean, even for our secretary who just joined us maybe 6 months ago, she's part of the community here. And you don't find that in a lot of workplaces. And I think that's one of the benefits of being part of adoption services.
I mean, I'm part of your staff, and I obviously think all of those things, because I'm going on, let's see, January will be 12 years.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And
Wow.
it seems like yesterday. I started here about 6 months after Shane was born. So yeah, it's going to be 12 years, and I love it. I remember starting and Connie being worried that I was going to get bored or I was too young, or she had a lot of concerns, and I just fell into place and have grown with the agency since then, and I love it.
I will have to say, you are our techno genius. Okay, you really are. And we are so grateful to have your expertise in our community.
Thank you. Well, and it was you guys that gave me the flexibility to, we had a problem. There was a solution. There was a cost-effective, time-efficient solution, and then allowing me the freedom to explore that and try it out and test it. And through the years, it's gotten better and better. Our use of the technology, our graphics, my tastes have gotten so much better. And it's because I have that freedom and flexibility in my position to be able to do that. So thank you.
And your role has definitely expanded from what you first started.
It has. And I love it though, because it's not even like the role expanding, but you guys trust me to do these things and to say, hey, I'm going to try this. And while you may not completely understand what I'm doing or trying to accomplish, you still let me do it and trust me to do it well and represent the agency well. So I appreciate that. That's a good feeling when you're trusted like that. So the cost of adoption has obviously escalated through the years, and it's definitely a national conversation about the rising cost of adoption. What do you think maybe is there a main cause for those rises in costs, whether it be is it just the cost of everything has gone up, or are there things that kind of add to the cost of adoption? And how does ASI offset those costs without having to raise our fees?
Okay. First of all, I think a lot of the rising cost of adoptions has come about because of the middleman. And let me explain. There are now agencies that advertise all over the state. They're not agencies, they're not licensed agencies, but they match, okay? And they charge high fees. But then the adoptive parents have to pay their home study agency for their home study, their post placements. They have to pay the agency fee for the birth parents. It's that middleman that has raised, I think, the cost. For us, in terms of offsetting cost, we want to keep our fees in line with those in our southeastern Wisconsin community. Right now, I think if we're not the least expensive, we're at least number 2 or 3 least expensive, okay? And that's a good place to be. Up until a year and a half ago, we really did not do fundraising. That came about because of the pandemic. And we've been successful in our fundraising. And the big question is, we need to continue to be successful in the future. And right now, with the economy the way it is, I don't know. I mean, I think that's a big question mark for all nonprofits.
Yeah, and we really do, as far as our budgets go, we function kind of 6 months to 6 months to seeing what we need and things like that, or year to year. You know, it's hard to make a projection for revenues and adoption.
Mhm.
So, and we make do really well with what we have, which is important. You know, we do everything really in-house, our business end, our marketing end, our technology, social work, you know, all that stuff is in-house, and that's what keeps our fees low, being able to do that we all wear many hats, pretty much.
That's for sure.
We do. Yes, we do.
We all wear many hats. So, you know, and I was talking about how when a community or when a community struggles, the nonprofits struggle. So right now we're seeing a recession, we're seeing our community struggle across the country. What are other ways that people can donate to ASI or other nonprofits in their area without it being a monetary gift?
Well, number one, if we had someone who wanted to volunteer printing services, that would cut down a huge expense. Graphic design, okay? We always need to update that area. I think to have a volunteer or someone who's willing to be on our board to help us with the business management. I mean, let's face it, Don and I, yes, we have our master's degree in social work. Yes, we're very capable, but that doesn't mean we know all best business practices, okay? And to have someone come on board who could help us with that business aspect would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, and our board of directors is fantastic, but yeah, definitely having a diverse board with diverse expertise and knowledge and resources is really beneficial to us and any nonprofit in the area. What if someone wants to donate to like a, you know, besides the business end, because it's, you know, always kind of donating to the ASI or the agency isn't always as glamorous as being able to gift something other than money to one of our programs. Yeah, birth moms.
See, we always had an emergency fund. As of a month or two ago, that is depleted. And it's depleted because the demands this summer and fall from the needs of our birth mothers were great. And that is one of my big fundraising goals, or to anybody who's watching this, to donate a food card or money to go for birth parent expenses, meaning food cards, gas cards, help with rent, heating bills, um, Lamaze classes. Now, clothing, think about this. The birth mothers are gaining lots of weight, and all at once, nothing fits them. So to be able to give them $100 gift card to Walmart or Target that they can go buy, underwear, pants, and tops, those are a great need for us right now.
Yeah, because I mean, birth moms aren't, they're not just at home, sitting at home, they have to work and things like that too, and not having proper work attire to continue to work because none of your clothes fit. That's a huge financial burden to birth parents. Well, birth mothers specifically. So these are amazing. And if you go to our website, www.adoptionservicesinc.com, on the top, there is a donate button. And on there, there's a donation form if you want to send any monetary donations to ASI. It also asks specifics, how you want the money to be applied if you have any specific requests. There's also, I'll put a list of these items too, non-monetary things that ASI needs or that just don't cost money. They're your time and your expertise, and some other things there too. So if anyone is interested, you can check out our website and under the donate page.
Okay, good.
Awesome. Okay, last question. If there was an angel donor or a corporate donation that came in that, funding and things like that wouldn't be as important anymore, what would you like to see ASI be able to do as, programs or services? What would you like to see us grow if we didn't have to worry about funding?
I know. So I think couples stay away from adoption because of the cost. If we could have a fund that we could use to help offset some of the cost of an adoption for an adoptive couple who needs it, that would be, to me, just truly giving back.
Yeah, and kind of on that same note, if we could have a sliding scale would be great, but right now we can't afford it. But that would be something that would be, I think, very helpful to people.
Yeah.
I love it. You two are such amazing advocates for adoption and how important it is and what a community service it is. And I want to thank you both so much for being here with me today and taking the time to talk with me.
And we would like to thank you for celebrating Adoption Month and making this a fun thing for our families.
There was. And I have to say this, I think 12 years now, 11 years, this month has definitely been the most fun National Adoption Month and most impactful one I think ASI has seen as far as information and sharing and fun events that we did. So, yay.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So we're going to do the drawing because that's what everyone is actually here for. Okay. So this is, if you want to support ASI through the Amazon Smile program, here is the link. I'll just kind of hold it up there. Pause to save. A portion of your purchases from Amazon comes to us. So it's just really simple. And in celebration of those who already support us through Amazon Smile, we are going to pick someone that will be getting a $25 Amazon gift card. Not looking. Is that one or two? One. Okay. And the winner is Amanda. Oh, I almost said your last name, Amanda. Amanda. So Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for celebrating with us for National Adoption Month. And we look forward to next year. We will do it again, right?
Yes.
All right.
Right. Thanks, Katie.
Bye.
Bye.